Tuesday night baseball on the show as you get a look there at Rogers Center here in Toronto. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. It'll be fun watching these two swing it all series long. First pitch is next. Marcus Stroman, a right-hander from the Empire State, gets the starting assignment here. What's your take on him, EK?
Well, guys, this will be his second start of the season. In his first start, he already got himself in the win column. He'll be looking to add to that here.
Jacoby Ellsbury will take his first cuts now. 0 for 4 in the ballgame back on Sunday. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. EK, as the Jays take the field here tonight, they come in looking to turn things around as they've dropped 2 straight.
And I think it's just going to be a matter of putting yesterday behind you. It wasn't their finest performance of the year, that's for sure, but they're capable of playing much better ball, and I think we'll see a sharper focus here in this one.
Grounded back up the middle. Tulowitzki is up with it. Throw on to first, and Ellsbury's a ground out victim to open up the ball game. So now let's take a look at Joe Girardi's lineup for the visiting Yankees. What's the key for them to win this series opener, Steve?
Well, they're facing a guy today that throws a lot of strikes, so you're going to have to be aggressive early in the count, but get the ball up in the zone. Shorten up a little bit, put the ball in play.
Brett Gardner will stand in here. 1 for 4 in Sunday's ball game. Good swing just a little early, and he'll see another payoff pitch. And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with 1 away.
And it really helps having kind of a second leadoff man hitting in that number 2 hole. He's on now with 1 away, and he may get a chance to run in the early going.
Mark Teixeira will step forward now following the walk as he'll hit with a definite speed threat at first and 1 away.
You can bet he's going to see some fastballs in this at-bat. I'd be looking dead red.
Stroman comes set. 1-1 on its way. And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Gary Simmons.
You know, Simmons is one of those inconsistent, but I think his strike zone is one that can benefit both pitchers and hitters. Just depends on what part of the zone the pitch is located.
Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now.
And we'll see him work both sides of the plate with the curveball going forward. You know, maybe not that far in, but he'll move that pitch around.
He's running towards second down the first baseline. But this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And another foul ball. The 2-2 pitch. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. And with that, let's give you a look at the defensive alignment for the Blue Jays. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, this manager loves to do the defensive shifts. So we're going to see a lot of odd formations as the game goes along. I can't wait to see how it works.
Carlos Beltran will get his first opportunity now. 2 for 4 to close out Sunday's series finale. Right there at the belt, 1-2 now. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
Now a throw over to first, and he'll get back in safely.
Keeping him close.
And again a throw, keeping particularly close tabs on him.
Must think something's up.
Runners on the move for second. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. Yankees nothing, Blue Jays coming to bat. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Michael Pineda, a right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Yeah, Matt, in his last outing, he threw real well. Went into the 8th inning and got his ball club to win. He'll try and do that again here.
At the plate, Trevor Story, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. With that, let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup. Eric, who should we keep an eye on?
Well, guys, I know this club is waiting for Joey Bats to live up to his nickname. I mean, he won a Silver Slugger Award last year in the AL, so it's pretty surprising to everyone to see him slumping like this. He's a good hitter, though. I expect he'll come out of this.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Oh, and you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2. Now that we have a chance, let's give you a look at the Yankees defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, one of the most exciting things we're going to have an opportunity to see in this one, the throwing arm of that catcher. He absolutely has a cannon. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get an opportunity to watch him in this one.
On the ground to the left side. Oh, look at Headley. He's out.
Wow, made it look easy.
Any questions as to why this guy's a Gold Glover? Didn't think so. Back with more here on a Tuesday night after this. Brian McCann makes his way to the plate. He'll get us started here in the top of the second. Stroman steps into the windup. Here's the 1-1. 2-1.
Yeah, and on 2-1 right now, you gotta figure this guy's wound up for the fastball here. Maybe you come with the breaking ball here out of the zone and hope he goes after it.
Hit sharply on the ground. The leadoff man aboard to start the inning.
Yeah, this might have caught a little too much of the inside part of the plate. I think he wants this in a little tighter, but didn't get it in all the way, and it winds up costing him.
Standing in now, Chase Headley. Sinking liner toward left, and that'll get down for a base hit.
And after a relatively quiet first inning, the number 5 and 6 guys strike for back-to-back hits here to start the second. Let's see if they can cash it in.
Starlin Castro will stand in, and you can see that early season average up into the high 300s now. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Up high, 2-1 now.
Boy, you better get it back together here with 2 guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone. He's got to throw a strike right here.
Hey. 2-1 pitch is a cut fastball taken for strike 2. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Full count now. 3-2. You have to figure that he's really going to need to keep the walks in check if he's going to have success here.
I was thinking the same thing. No free rides. You got to make these guys earn it.
Slapped hard the opposite way. But this is speared by the first baseman.
Boy, and how they get out of this one with only 1 out on this play is a mystery. This probably should have been much more than that, but they can't wind up making the play.
Into the box, Didi Gregorius. Not quick enough that time, and he's lucky to get another chance. Count remains full. No score here as we play inning number 2. And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
That's an easy take right there on the 3-2 pitch. Not all that inviting at all. You want to at least make the guy think about hacking up there. Instead, now he's on with 1 away.
Kevin Pillar has a golden opportunity to give his guys the lead as he stands in with 3 men aboard.
And Matt, it's early in this game, but this is a big moment right here. It doesn't matter when you score your runs, just that you score more in the end.
And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score.
Yeah, that's his second walk here in the inning, and this one, it's going to hurt big time. You don't want to say that he's brought this upon himself, but this is what happens when you fall behind and can't throw strikes.
Jacoby Ellsbury will get a second shot now. He grounded out to start the ball game. Has to challenge him here. Oh, and it misses. Ball 4, and that will force home a run.
Now there are 2 ways you can go here as a pitching coach, so he's got to make a judgment call out there. He knows what buttons to press with each of his pitchers. You know, some guys you've got to reassure and be very positive with. You know, other guys, they respond better when you go out and challenge them. You really got to read them the riot act.
Brett Gardner has a great opportunity now to break this game wide open as he comes to the plate with the bases loaded.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been watching closely here, Matt. Always feels great to get some run support from your guys.
Big pitch early, the 3-2. And that misses. Ball 4. A run will come in to score.
Boy, you start to feel for him out there on the mound. This is getting tough to watch. But what's surprising is that he's still even out there.
The first baseman, Mark Teixeira, strides forward with the bases juiced now, and a big hit here could really put this one out of reach early on.
Hey, and you ever heard the term smell blood? That means you have to be like a shark and attack when the other guy's bleeding. It's a great chance for them to take a commanding lead right now.
1-1 pitch, a curveball that's right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now with 2 strikes, he can put the ground ball on the back burner and really go after the strikeout here.
Has to be thinking strikeout here. Still 1-2 as he fouled. Ready on 1-2. Drilled to first. Fielded cleanly. Tulowitzki for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. So all in all, they're fortunate to give up just 3 in the inning as they wind up escaping the bases loaded jam. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. The Yankees lead it 3-0. Jose Bautista will stand in, and he is off to a dreadful start at the plate as he has not hit the ball well in April. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Hit out of play, and it's a full count now. And he takes ball 4. Leadoff man's aboard here to begin the home half of the second.
Hey, you know what? That's all right. He gave him a pretty good battle up there, and he never gave in to him. A walk you can work around. A home run, you can't.
David Ortiz gets his first shot here with a man on following the leadoff walk.
And you know, guys, we talk about it all the time. Leadoff walks are so dangerous, and we'll see if they can take advantage of this one.
He's set, and the 2-2 pitch. Smoked on the ground left side. And that's through for a hit.
Now after the big inning your ball club just put together, you can't let them respond with a big inning of their own. But here they are with 2 on now and trying to answer right back.
Josh Donaldson will dig in now. Off to a slow start, as you see there. Just barely over the 200 mark here in April. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2. And as the Yankees get started here tonight, EK, despite the loss last time out, they'd won 4 in a row, so they'd been on a nice little roll here.
And I think it's just going to be a matter of putting yesterday behind you. It wasn't their finest performance of the year, that's for sure, but they're capable of playing much better ball, and I think we'll see a sharper focus here in this one.
And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
Designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
Edwin Encarnacion will stand in, and you see the slow start by the numbers as he's struggling to crack 200 on this new season. In the air to straightaway right. Beltran on the run. He gets there to make the catch, but this should bring home a run as the runner tags from third. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Well, from a defensive point of view, this does cost them a run on the sacrifice fly, but at least they're finally able to get an out. Plus, the other 2 runners have to hold, so double play still in effect if they can get a ground ball.
Now to the plate, Russell Martin. He'll get to take his first cuts here. And this pitch is taken by Martin as the count moves to 2-1 now.
This is the kind of inning he's not pitching efficiently. He's just trying to be too darn fine. He's not trusting his stuff.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Line drive to center field. Ellsbury is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. And he is in there.
A little bit of a risk there with 2 away. You don't want to run yourself into a double play to end the inning, but he's able to make it up there, and that puts runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Brett Laurie will dig in now, and as you can see, he's well over 300 here to start this new campaign. Boy, not close again. His 3rd walk of the inning as that misses for ball 4.
Well, we knew he had to work carefully with the runner in scoring position, but I don't think a walk was what he had in mind. That's going to make things just a little trickier now with the bases loaded.
So stepping in, number 28, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Bases are loaded here, 2 down. He struck him out. In and out of trouble as the inning is over. Blue Jays forced to settle for just the 1. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. It's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays 1. Carlos Beltran is into the box as we are all set to begin the 3rd.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
Stroman looks in, ready with the 1-1 pitch. On the ground up the middle. And this is going to scoot on through into center for a base hit leading off the inning. So with the leadoff man at first, time to jump back a half century or so as we call on today's version of this date in baseball history. Brian McCann strides in after getting a base hit and later scoring the first time around. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball.
He just keeps getting himself into trouble out there. Here's another guy that you've got to make swing the bat.
Third inning here. 3-1 our score. To 2-2 now.
He might have thought he'd be getting another dose of that curveball because that one.
Down the third baseline. And that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one.
And these guys would like nothing more than to add on to their 2-run lead. Back-to-back hits have them in business to do just that.
Striding into the box, Chase Headley. He singled his last time up. And now the Blue Jays get a left-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. Here's the 1-1. And this one runs a little too far in, ball 2. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
With 2 on already, sooner or later, you got to come in with something.
And the more pitches he throws, the more likely it is that this guy's going to be sitting on it.
And he misses again, ball 4, and his control is really letting him down now.
2 straight singles, now a walk.
The batter, number
He's making it real
14,
tough on himself
second
here as he
baseman.
starts the inning by loading the bases.
Number 78 is on, and he'll take over on the mound.
For the Blue Jays, number 78.
Starlin Castro will stand in against the new pitcher, and he couldn't ask for a better scenario as he stands in with the bases loaded and nobody out. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Out in front of a fastball as this is ripped down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. 1 run scores. The runner from second crosses the plate. Make it 5-1.
Now
Well,
batting,
the bases were loaded before this pitch, but they ain't loaded anymore. They're forced to come in with the fastball, and he jumps all over it at the plate, just waffles it. And when things are all said and done, this is going to wind up clearing the bases.
Now at the plate, Didi Gregorius. He drew a walk his first time up. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
And this is a guy that needs to throw that curveball for strikes.
Yeah, when he doesn't have command on it, that's when he has to lean on his fastball. And sometimes that'll get him in trouble.
Chops it foul at home plate as the count moves to 2-2 now. Trying to nibble here, and he misses to run it full now. 3-2. In the air now, out to right field. Bautista is there. Let's see if they try it. And he's just going to try to draw an airmailed throw as he heads back to third now with 1 away in the inning.
designated hitter,
And you have to figure he didn't think he'd be seeing any action this early on, but he's going to need to hold down the fort for a while here now that their starter's already out of the ballgame.
Kevin Pillar is set to see if he can deliver here with runners still at second and third and 1 away now.
Well, that was a disappointing last at-bat, but hey, that's why you've got teammates here. This is a team game. Sometimes you got to pick up your guys.
Grounded to short. To his left, Tulowitzki. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
Yeah, and unless he was going on his own down there at third, they were using that contact play where you're told wherever and whenever the ball's hit, you're off and running. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. You got to go. They love to play an aggressive style on the bases, and it gets them a run right there.
Man at second here with 2 away, and it's back to the top of the order now for Jacoby Ellsbury. Ready on 3-1. Here it comes. A fastball here, and this is softly hit and fouled off to the left. 3 runs already home here. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Tulowitzki gloves it. Throw on to Ortiz, and that'll retire the side. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. The Yankees are out in front, 6-1. As Troy Tulowitzki digs in, you can still consider him one of the best all-around shortstops in the game.
Yeah, when you look at his range, his instincts, his incredible arm strength, that makes him a Gold Glover. But in his career, with a batting average with just a tick under 300, it's also his bat that's been just as reliable as his glove.
And on the mound, here's where you got to keep pitching like it's a 1-run game. You never want to get in that relaxed mode where you think, I've got some cushion. I can afford to give up some hits. That'll spell disaster.
Into the box now, Alex Rodriguez. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
And Matt, with the double play in order, they'll obviously be looking to induce another ground ball out of him right here.
And opposite field as he lines this down the line in right. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he went down and beat a good pitch right there. This thing is right on the knees, maybe even a little below the knees, but he still went down and got it. And he pulls into second with 2 bases. That is some sweet hitting.
Stepping in now, Jose Bautista. Drilled on the ground to short. Gregorius has it and taken it out there for the first out.
Well, this is a pretty hard hit ball, and I thought for a second that he might have had a shot at the plate, but he thinks about it for a second and takes the sure out instead, and that allows that runner to come in and score.
David Ortiz will dig in. He singled his first time around.
And they take another single right here, too, no doubt. Runner in scoring position, so any ball into the outfield probably gets him home.
Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Again, he sends it out of play. Now here's a ball popped up. This behind the plate for McCann. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out.
Well, anytime you get an RBI guy to the plate with less than 2 outs, and he does that, he is not happy. That's the kind of at-bat that'll stick with you for a while.
Josh Donaldson is into the box, reached base via the walk in his first appearance. Two out here and a runner at second. Had nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. Check to swing there and pops this one up. And he'll lunge out of the crouch to put this one away. Good reactions there, and the inning is over. A run on 2 hits here for Toronto. 3 innings complete. The Yankees lead this one 6-2. Brett Gardner is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
Well, guys, they jumped out to that big lead early on in this game, but you really can't get comfortable. You have to keep putting pressure on.
And a good eye as he lays off, and the count moves to 2-1 now on the Yankee left fielder. Ripped down the line. A diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit.
Oh, good third base, but he just can't get to the ground fast enough to make that play, and it slips past.
Mark Teixeira will stand in looking to turn things around. He's struck out and bounced into a double play so far. Not such a hot start.
Nope, not doing much to help the cause so far, guys, but there's still some ball game left.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Squared that one up just a little late. And he'll snap one over to first. And the runner will get back standing.
Simple throw over there.
3-1. Here it is. That misses. So a single and a walk. And it's first and second with nobody out.
Yep, a single and then a walk to start the inning. This is exactly how big innings get started. So they're set up now to maybe put up a crooked number here.
Carlos Beltran will dig in. 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. And Beltran able to lay off that time, and the count moves back to 2-2. Where do you go from here?
I think he's set up for something off speed. If you can put that changeup below his knees, he won't come within a foot of it.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
Well, let's get you a shot of this reaction at the plate in show motion. You think he agreed with the call? I don't think he did.
In now, Brian McCann. And a good comeback there. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he needed that one to avoid loading the bases, but it's still a long road back from here.
Fastball is taken for a strike, and he runs it full 3-2. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second.
Gotta like your chances when you put up 7 runs early in a ball game. They are off to a hot start, no doubt about it.
Robert Osuna is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Chase Headley will stand in another dangerous spot here in the inning as this ball game is hanging on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think you have to get this guy if you're going to have any chance of sticking around. Even a single here might put this one out of reach.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Hard hit to first. To his right, Ortiz. And the tag from Martin. They got him at the plate.
Yeah, and I think, with 1 away here, you're taught that this is the right idea. Even if you get tagged out, you have first and third with 2 away. If you stay, you have second and third with 2 away. So there's not much of a difference. So you might as well try to score anyway. No dice here, though.
Into the box now, Starlin Castro.
Nope.
Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
This is where you got to use that count to your advantage. You can eliminate half the strike zone and say, look, I'm only swinging if it's right where I want it.
He's set. Here's the 3-1. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. Full count. Here it comes. And he misses with it for ball 4. So the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
Well, he's going to find that hitters in the big leagues are much more patient than they were down at AAA. A strikeout in the minors turns into a walk at this level.
Standing in now for the Yankees, Didi Gregorius. And he does so with 2 gone in the inning, but with the bases loaded. Hit to short. He's got it. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Yankees get a run on the Brian McCann double. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It's the Yankees 7, the Blue Jays 2. Leading off the inning, Edwin Encarnacion, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
Oh, and he leaves the fastball up there. Mistaken location. He is going to pay for it dearly as that ball is sent over the wall. A home run. So a solo home run for Edwin Encarnacion, as it's now a 7-3 game.
And about the only silver lining to this one from a defensive standpoint is the fact that it came with the bases empty leading off an inning. So you can survive it when this guy's hitting just solo shots. It's when he's doing his damage with 2 or 3 guys on base that things can really get out of hand in a hurry.
Standing in now, Russell Martin. And he finds a way to catch the zone here. It's 1-2. Tried to hold up there. Appeal down to first, and no swing. It's ball 2. Pineda into his motion. The 2-2 pitch. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss from Martin as he'll retreat to the dugout as out number 1.
That's a nice comeback there after the home run. Sometimes the home crowd gets a little amped up, so you start to rush a little out there, and you make things worse. But he's able to bounce back and get him to chase one here with 2 strikes.
Into the box, Brett Lawrie. Now a ball pulled hard but fouled off to the left. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Toronto. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Well, this is how you bounce back from giving up a home run. Back-to-back strikeouts. As a pitcher, you've got to have a short memory out there, and he looks like he's come back from that one in pretty good shape.
Trevor Story will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming a mind game, and you'll start falling into some pretty bad habits.
Think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike 2.
And this has been a pretty good comeback from that leadoff home run. 2 straight outs now and 2 strikes here as well.
Still 2-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. Gardner sprinting after it, and this had home run distance, but it just does hook foul. Trying to strike him out for the 3rd time. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Strike 3 called as he can't get the bat off his shoulders. Side retired. The Jays get a run on the Encarnacion home run. We played 4. It's the Yankees 7, the Blue Jays 3. Kevin Pillar heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one. Now some definite signs of life in that Toronto bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander begin to throw. Sent on the ground out to second. Story scoops it up, and the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Now batting, center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury strides in, grounded out his last time through.
Yeah, ground out last time, but you know, with his speed, that's kind of a big part of the way he plays the game. Put the ball on the ground and force the defense to make a clean, quick play on him, because if they don't, he's safe.
And he misses low here, so the count goes to 3-1. And he looks at ball 4 now, so he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of the steal when he's on base.
And you'd like to say, good job there, good eye, but in reality, nobody's swinging at that pitch. It's not even close.
Brett Gardner steps in. He scored after reaching on a single his last time up. Runners on first with 1 down. And before the 3-2, a move to first. But the runner's back easily. And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2.
Well, that's just some indecision there on 3 and 2. You know, he's thinking, should I swing? You could just see him try and hold up, but by that point, he'd already broken the plane. That's an easy call.
Stepping in now, Mark Teixeira. And he takes a called strike 2.
That's one of those fastballs that just never feels like it's going to be a strike. It's up at the letters, and that's a tough one to do anything with.
7 runs, an equal number of hits, and no errors for the Yankees so far. Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And that's going to land foul. 1-2, here it comes. Tap foul at home plate. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. The Yanks leave 1. They hang on to a 7-3 lead. Troy Tulowitzki will stand in. A strikeout victim his first time, and then a base hit last time around. Pineda gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Now he extends nicely, and this ball's driven to right field and deep. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. Oh, that one got the pitcher. And they are able to get the out at first, but more importantly, let's hope he's okay on the mound. And with that play over now, time to check and see if our man is all right. You can really see him favoring that leg, and that is his plant leg, which is always a concern thing out there. I think it looks like he's going to be okay to try and continue. So the leadoff man gone here, and they'll face A-Rod with the bases empty. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Too high that time, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, that's a good spot to miss against a guy like this. He loves that pitch up in the zone. Most power hitters do, so that's not a bad idea to give him 1 above the letters.
And they don't give in to A-Rod as that misses for ball 4.
And when he's missing, he's not missing by much. That one might have been just a hair low, but as a hitter on 3-1, you have the luxury of making a pitcher bring something up.
Jose Bautista will stand in. He took home a Silver Slugger Award for American League outfielders a year ago. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Just overmatched him there.
And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2. Runner at first here, one man out. On the ground to short. This could be two. Here's Castro for one. On to Teixeira, and it's in time for the double play. The side is retired. Down in order go the Blue Jays. Deficit holds at 4. It's 7-3. Carlos Beltran will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
And a slur, but this is in the dirt for a ball. Looped out towards short. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Pretty good work out of the bullpen, as you see there. He got called in much earlier than I'm sure he expected, but he's given him a real lift so far.
Brian McCann stands in, looking to build off that RBI double from his last plate appearance.
And that came after a long battle at the plate, and he was able to stay patient and finally got a pitch that he could drive.
0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
Well, I think that fastball is just for show there. He's not trying to throw this for a strike.
Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Started to chase there. They'll appeal it down to third, and no swing. It's ball 2. 1 out, nobody on. Chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. All even at 2-2. Here it is. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
And you know what, guys? This is a big league battle going on right now. Neither guy wanting to back down. No sign of weakness on either side.
And he'll get to see another one. It'll be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. He spoils another one, and we'll do it again. Good battle. Count remains full. And he finally wears him down as he strikes him out after a prolonged battle. That was good stuff.
If you can locate that pitch with movement on the inside corner, nobody's touching that thing. I mean, that's as good as it gets right there.
In now, Chase Headley. Bounce to first. Ortiz fields it cleanly, and Ortiz will just take this one over to first by himself, and the inning is over. So the Yanks go 1-2-3, but they lead it by 4. It's 7-3. David Ortiz gets things started here in the 6th for the hometown team.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game. So just chip away, chip away.
Pineda sets his sights. Here's the delivery. A little bit outside. 2-1.
And that's not a bad spot. Just go ahead and stay out there. Don't come down the middle because we know he can hurt you.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
You don't want to lose the leadoff hitter here. Not when you got this guy on deck.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Teixeira is there for it. He's got it one away.
When you got the count in your favor, 3-1, and you do this? These are the at-bats that you look back on and you think, man, I just gave away an out there.
Digging in to try it again, Josh Donaldson. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory.
Yeah, it really wasn't the best result in his last at-bat, but it was a great battle. He saw a lot of pitches up there, so let's see if maybe he can build off that and get a base hit right now.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Drilled right back up the middle, and that is through into center field for a one-out single.
Well, he's been a little slow out of the blocks here to start the season, but that looks a little better there as this is a sharp base hit.
Edwin Encarnacion will stride in again, and you can bet he'd love to do again what he did back in the fourth. A solo home run here that's been the only long ball of the game so far. And it looks like the Yankees will have a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. Teixeira will have room there as he puts it away in front of the dugout for out number 2.
Might have had visions of another home run there. This pitch is right in his wheelhouse, but he winds up swinging right underneath it and popping it straight up.
Into the box now, Russell Martin. And this pitch is taken by Martin as the count moves to 2-1 now.
Yeah, he's still sticking with that fastball, but you start to get the sense that it's flattening out just a little bit. That could be a warning sign.
Here it is. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Oh, and this is kicked out there by Castro.
Now batting, left fielder,
Brett Lowry strides in now, and we'll see if he can come through with 2 on and 2 out here in the 6th.
Well, there's still a lot of this game left, but it is starting to get late. This is a big opportunity that they don't want to let slip away.
Ready on 3-1. Here's the pitch. And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
up next for the Blue Jays, second baseman, Trevor Story.
Trevor Story will stand in, and they've done a good job keeping him off base at the top of the lineup. He's 0 for 3 thus far. 2 out, bases loaded. One and 2 as the changeup had him out in front there.
And after 3 strikeouts already, you can bet he's going to be pressing up there at the plate, trying to make something happen. And that just might make things worse.
Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, that's a tough take, but a good one. The pressure's still squarely on the pitcher out there. He's still got to come in.
Two and 2 count. Here it comes. Hit hard but foul to the left, and they'll try it again. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. And this misses, so it'll set up a big pitch coming up. It's full 3-2.
Such a good at-bat right here. When you can grind out 7, 8 pitches against a guy that's running short on gas, that can be huge.
Oh, and it misses. Ball 4, and that will force home a run.
Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow. Where was this pitch on 3-2? Yeah, Show Track says it's clearly a ball. Nothing he can really complain about there, and that forces home a run.
Chasen Shreve will get the call here in a big spot as he inherits a bases-loaded jam with 2 men out. Into the bucket, hit hard towards second, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. A run on 2 hits here for Toronto. We're through 6 full. The Yankees lead it 7-4. Back here at Rogers Center in Toronto. Yankees leading this one as we get ready to start the 7th. But before we do, here's a look at our game summary to this point.
Your attention, please. Now
A new
pitching
pitcher
for the
set
Blue
to take
Jays,
over, and it's one of just a handful of submariners around nowadays. Right-hander Pat Neshek. Starlin Castro steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Ready now with the payoff pitch. And a check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
Not too happy about that decision down there at first base. We're going to check it out again here on show motion.
Gregorius.
Boy, that is a tight call. You know, one way or another, someone wasn't going to be happy about that.
Stepping in now, Didi Gregorius. Now a swing and a fly ball. Laurie on the move. And they can't run it down. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Rodriguez has a read on it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Well, I'll tell you what, this won't look like a whole lot in the box score, but anytime you can make a pitcher use up 8 pitches to get you out, you've done your job as a hitter.
Kevin Pillar stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. Very weakly on the ground. That winds up foul for the second strike. 2 out, nobody on. Two and two now with 2 away and the base is empty. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, you have got to make this guy swing the bat here on this next pitch. This is not the guy you want to lose.
Takes this the other way to right. In is Batista, but this gets down, a base hit.
A pretty good swing there. You'll watch.
Now
Head stays down, ball gets deep in the zone, and he lets those hands lead the way, and he drives it to right field. That's as good an approach as you're going to see.
Jacoby Ellsbury stands in, reached on a walk in his last trip. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back. A runner on first with 2 away. And another throw over. Runner back safely. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Set to deal on 2-2. This is line to left. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Yeah, sometimes after 2 outs, you can let your guard down out there on the mound. But all of a sudden, back-to-back hits have given him a bit of a wake-up call here.
Brett Gardner stands in, trying to make it 3 straight 2-out hits. He's got a runner in scoring position at second.
And you know how good hitting can prove contagious in an inning. Let's see if he can keep it rolling.
The set and the 1-1 pitch. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. Nail-biting time now in that third base dugout.
Well, things are starting to spiral here, and you've got to make sure this doesn't spin completely out of control.
2 down, runners at first and second. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1.
You figure he should get something good to hit here. They don't want to walk him and put him on for the heart of the order.
Here it is on 3-1. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Laurie on the move. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Yanks strand a pair. They hold a 7-4 lead. Leading off the inning, Alex Rodriguez, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
That one's in there, 3-1.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball, 93, 94. And that's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
Chop foul right at home plate. Line to the right side. In is Beltran, but this is down for a base hit.
They've let these guys keep hanging around, not able to put them away. I tell you, this game, it's far from over. They're not going to go quietly.
Jose Bautista will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
And you think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
1-1, here it comes. Up high, 2-1 now.
All right, leadoff man on first. Here's where you got to start clawing your way back into this ball game. It's not too late, but it needs to start happening soon.
A little too tall that time. 3-1 now.
And with that tying run on deck, he should get something good to hit right here, 3-1. If it's me, I'm looking for a fastball middle in.
Hit on the ground to third. Gloved by Headley. To second for one. Back to first, and they'll take care of Batista as well. It's a double play.
The batter, first baseman, David Ortiz.
David Ortiz gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Here it comes on 1-1. And he looks at one in there, 1-2.
And if they can get him here with a little luck, they may not have to face him again.
The 1-2 pitch. Slow roller back to the mound. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left. 8th inning coming up. The Yankees lead it 7-4. Zach Duke will come on and make his 4th appearance in this campaign.
Number 35, Zach Duke.
Mark Teixeira will be the first one to greet him, as he'll have to turn around and bat from the right side of the plate here.
Well, he's 0 for 4 coming into this at-bat, so I think he's happy to see a new arm out there. Maybe his luck will change.
Very high, 2-1.
And it's worth pointing out that they're burning through that bullpen here in Game 1 of this series. That could have an effect on the rest of this week.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Bautista is after it. And foul. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full 3-2. One thing that man right there will not tolerate, leadoff walks.
Especially right out of the bullpen. This might be a quick outing if that happens.
Struck him out as his woes continue, as that's his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Ouch. That's a rough night at the ballpark here. 3rd strikeout. One thing you can't do, though, you can't go into that dugout hanging your head. You got to think, hey, it's over. I'll get another shot to redeem myself. Whether that's tonight or sometime in the future, that's the attitude you have to have.
Now, Carlos Beltran. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
I'd say he's made a pretty good impression since coming on. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts to start the inning.
Brian McCann stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Here's a swing, and oh man, way out of here. And that's a special home run, guys. Brian McCann continues to add to his major league total. That's the 200th home run in what's turning into a pretty nice career.
And 200 home runs is a feat that many players aren't even going to approach, let alone achieve. I know I didn't come anywhere close. But by now, he's established himself as something of a decent power threat. And you can be sure pitchers are aware of his power when he steps into that batter's box. He has definitely earned a little respect.
Yeah, good for him. Hopefully he can get that ball up on his trophy shelf. Like you said, Steve, he's a legitimate power threat up there. But I will say, He's got a long way to go before he's mentioned among the best home run hitters in the history of the game.
Into the box now, Chase Headley. And a fastball misses there, ball 4.
The batter, second baseman, Starlin.
Stepping in, Starlin Castro. He got called out on strikes his last time through. 2 out with the man at first. And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1.
Yeah, taking all the way right there. You better be taking 3-0 after he walked the previous guy.
Three and 1, here it is. Definitely a fastball swing there, but a good time for the changeup. It's full 3-2.
And now 3-2, 2 out. He'll be helped by the fact that that runner will get a head start out there.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1 for the Bombers here on the home run by Brian McCann. On now to the bottom of inning number 8. It's the Yankees 8, the Jays 4. Leading off the inning, Josh Donaldson, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you're facing a pretty big deficit in this game, so they need to start clawing their way back.
And the count will be full. He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. Belted high in the air out to left. Gardner going back. And this one is gone. A home run. It's a solo shot off the bat of Josh Donaldson, as it's now an 8-5 ball game.
Boy, I want you to check out the location of where this pitch is in the strike zone. It's up and it's right down the middle. I mean, maybe you get away with that to a 220 hitting backup catcher, but not to a guy like this.
Dylan Betances is into the ball game now as he'll make his 5th appearance of the season here. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Standing in now, Edwin Encarnacion. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Bases are empty here, nobody out. Bounced on the ground and right at the shifted infielders. That's through, and he's now 2 for 3 in this one.
This is a very good approach here with 2 strikes. It's a smart approach. You know, he's not trying to come out of his shoes here. He just makes a good 2-strike adjustment and delivers a nice solid base hit. That's how you do it.
Russell Martin steps in now. And oh, look out! Up and in and nearly took his head off.
He will definitely give you something to think about up there. There are no comfortable at-bats against this guy.
And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Now you've got a run already in, another runner on first. You've got to think this has to be a fastball here.
Stances sets. Here's the 3-1. That's in there, and it'll run the count to full 3-2.
Might not be a bad time to have a look over to first. Make sure they don't have any ideas of trying to send him to keep out of the double play.
Fly ball out toward left center field. Ellsbury is under it. Makes the play, one away.
Well, this is a situation where a home run here isn't going to tie the game. He's got to work on just hitting down on the ball and hopefully trying to get on base. Instead, it's just an easy fly ball in a game where they're running out of outs.
Brett Lawrie steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
1-1, here it is. Fastball called strike, 1-2.
That thing's coming in there hot, 96 miles an hour.
Stays alive here as this is fouled off to the right. Runners on first with 1 down. And this is on the ground to short. Could be 2. 1 there. Back to first, and a great stretch there may be the difference. It's a double play, and the inning is over. A run for the Jays on the solo homer. 9th inning coming up. It's the Yankees 8, the Blue Jays 5. Welcome back to Major League Baseball on the show. A shot there of the nighttime beauty of this terrific Canadian city. Brett Cecil will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Striding in to start the 9th, Didi Gregorius, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. Cecil comes set. Here it is on 0-2. And he won't offer it that. Too high. 1-2. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Lawrie giving chase, and that's the first out of the inning.
And with all the runs that have scored tonight, you'd think that ball would have had some carry to it. I don't think he got that one flush, though.
Kevin Pillar digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. Ready to deal. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a high pop-up back onto the outfield grass now. Tulowitzki is there for it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the center.
Wow, that's got to be a frustrating at-bat right there, because you feel like you're all over a pitch, and then maybe your mechanics break down just a little bit. You get underneath it, and it just becomes a harmless pop-up.
Jacoby Ellsbury gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Nasty breaking ball swung on in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. They're on top by 3, 8-5. Andrew Miller is on now to try to close things down here in the 9th.
Number 48, Andrew Miller.
Leading off the inning, Trevor Story, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2.
You got to think one thing here. Get on base. A walk will do the trick.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Swing and a miss at a ball tailing out of the zone. 2-2.
And if you're going to go after that pitch, you got to be thinking right field. I think he just pulled off of that one a little.
Grounder down the line at third, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. And he struck him out again. So that's the old sombrero there, partner. 4 strikeouts in the ballgame.
And with a 3-run lead here in the ninth, you'd like to make sure that you can take care of that leadoff guy so they don't get anything started right off the bat. So that's a good job to take care of him here for the first out.
Troy Tulowitzki will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs. 1 out, nobody on. Shot back up the middle and center field for a 1-out hit.
Boy, I'll tell you, these are the scary ones for a pitcher. This is going to give you a pretty good angle right here because this ball is hit so hard and it's just about right at him. I mean, there's no time to do anything out there. And he's pretty lucky that one didn't get him because he would have taken his head off.
Alex Rodriguez will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. Oh, 2 count. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
Well, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup capable of getting a rally started, this is the guy right here.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Ready with the 2-2. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. The 2-2 one more time. Tough fastball that time, but he hangs with it to stay alive. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And that misses, so the count goes full to A-Rod now, 3-2. How about this for an at-bat?
Best we've seen tonight, no question.
In there, a base hit. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
You make a mistake up to this guy, he's going to make you pay. This pitch is belt high, and he just jumps all over it and drives it into the alley to put runners on second and third now.
So a big moment here, and standing in, Jose Bautista. But a single here could reduce the deficit to only 1.
You know, sometimes guys get caught up in thinking about being the big hero. The key here, though, is just keep it simple. See the ball, hit the ball. Usually the best results come with that mindset.
And some action out in the Yankee bullpen now as a right-hander starts to loosen up. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2.
They're definitely making him work out there. He came in trying to shut the door, and he has not had an easy time of it.
Runners are at second and third with one down. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Looking up is Gardner. Gone to tie it in the ninth. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left, career number 247, as that makes this an 8-all ball game.
You talk about coming through in the clutch. He found a pitch that he could handle, and he jumped on it. And this is going to tie up this ball game on one big swing of the bat. How about that for your first home run of the year?
Aaron Luke will be called upon to get the final 2 outs here and hopefully send this one into extra innings.
Aaron Luke.
Stepping in now, David Ortiz. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. What's the call here?
I still don't think I throw him a strike. There's a good chance that he's going to be chasing something, expand the zone, so you make him show you that he can hold back.
Here's another one that's drilled. This one to left. Gardner ranging back, and he tracks it down. A nice running play to record the second out.
And these guys already have 3 home runs in the game, and he's making a bid for number 4 here. And he didn't miss that one by all that much.
At the plate, Josh Donaldson. He went deep in his first at-bat, and we'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, I think he proved that he can turn on a pretty good fastball and hit it out of the ballpark, so you need a different approach in this at-bat.
Look into McCann, the 1-1. And a fastball not close. It's 2-1 now. Fastball is looked at for strike 2.
Yeah, that finds a zone, but some of these pitches are getting a little too much elevation. That could come back to bite him.
The pitch. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Another try at 2-2. Hit sharply toward the right side. Beltran is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So hold everything as they catch lightning in a bottle here in the bottom of inning number 9 and come back to tie this ball game. 9 can't decide a winner. We'll move ahead to the 10th, and we are deadlocked at 8 apiece. Brett Gardner will start things out here in the 10th, and you have to figure this is not a position that he or anyone else on this team, for that matter, expected to find himself in.
Yeah, they had to figure they were home free, but just a dreadful job of sealing things up in the bottom of the 9th. And now they've got to find some way to put that inning behind them and go to work getting themselves at least a run here.
Great changeup there in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And he makes the throw to first. Gardner is retired, and there's one away.
And in a tie ball game already, that would have been a tough way to let the go-ahead run get on base. But luckily, this is a nice play behind the plate to make sure that guy doesn't get down to first.
In now, Mark Teixeira. On the ground near home. Martin has it. Throw over to Ortiz. Gets him 2 down.
2 quick outs here to start things off. Can't ask for much more than this in extra innings. Hold, serve, then give your guys a shot to win in the bottom half.
Striding in once again, Carlos Beltran. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
Bounced softly in front of the plate. Martin is up with it. Throw on to Ortiz, and that'll retire the side. So nothing happening this time around. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are deadlocked at 8 apiece. Edwin Encarnacion steps in to get the home side started here in the 10th.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat because you know he has big-time power.
And this is fouled back and out of play. Hit hard to the right side. And this will find the seam into right field, and there's your possible winning run aboard on the leadoff single.
Now the question becomes, with the winning run on first, will they decide to play a little National League style ball and bunt him up to second? At this point in the ball game, I think it's a definite possibility.
Now time is called, and a very wise decision here with the potential winning run at first. They'll opt to put a little extra speed on the base paths. Russell Martin will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Possible winning run aboard here. Nobody out. Before the pitch, a check on that winning run at first. Just keeping him close. Full count here. Here comes the pitch. Line drive to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
I'll tell you, if this is in off the plate just a little bit further, this thing might end up in the cheap seats in left field. But instead, it just gets to the outer half. He still gets pretty good wood on the ball, but he winds up pulling it right at someone.
Into the box, Brett Laurie. 1-2. Possible winning run on first, 1 man away. A little low, it's 2-2. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight.
He's bounced back nicely here after the leadoff single. Kept the guy anchored at first. But he's done what he's needed to do.
Trevor Story struggling so far in this one. He'll look to erase his 0-for-4 ball game with a base hit right here.
Oh, man, it's never fun to go 0-for, but let's see if he can find a way to climb out of it.
The 1-1 pitch. In for strike 2. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. And a fastball there is inside as that one backed him up a bit.
Yeah, I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
Before the pitch, a check on that winning run at first. And the runner back safely. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike three, and the potential go-ahead run left on base. Blue Jays held in check. Score remains even at 8. Brian McCann will stand in yet again, and he, of course, has had one of the big blows in the contest so far. This was back in the 8th, as this solo shot proved to be a very important run in this ball game. One and two now as that one's fouled off. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1 and 2. Cecil's ready. 1-2 on its way. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
He's put together 2 spotless innings so far out of the bullpen. I think a third would be above and beyond the call of duty.
Chase Headley.
Chase Headley gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Bases are empty, 1 man out. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Wow. You know, neither team really seems to want to take command of this ball game. I mean, this is ripe for the picking. Yet guys are just not coming up with good at-bats right now.
Starlin Castro ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up.
Yeah, and they fanned him on a fastball last time, so let's see if they come at him with the hard stuff again.
Grounded down the third baseline. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. So the Yanks go 1-2-3. This remains an 8-all tie. Drew Hutchison will take over now to start the home 11th, knowing that just 1 would be the end of this ball game.
Hutchison.
Troy Tulowitzki digs in. He reached on a single and would later wind up scoring in his last at-bat. Hot shot to third. Headley's got it. And he's set down, 1 away.
The batter, center fielder, Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez steps in here. He'll look to keep it going after hitting a double and scoring a run last time up.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
And again, they try to take him down in the strike zone just to see if he'll go after that pitch below the knees. But with 2 strikes, he's been able to lay off that thing now twice in a row.
1 out, nobody on. Lifted high in the air and deep out to left field. Gardner looks up. Gone! Santa Maria, game over. A solo home run here for Alex Rodriguez. And with 1 swing of the bat, this ball game is over.
And this is exactly what you're looking for in extra innings. Actually, it's what you're praying for, really. 1 big swing sends the folks who stayed here home happy, as he wins it with the walk-off homer.
And the Jays were led on the offensive side of the scorecard by this man, Alex Rodriguez. Picture perfect there. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, I think in the end, this really could have been anybody's award. But what the heck? Let's go ahead and give it to this guy. He's as deserving as anybody.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Blue Jays come out on top, 9-8. Good night from Toronto.
Fans, our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Blue Jays. 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base. For the Yankees, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 12 men on base. Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 1 minute. A reminder that extra subway trains will be available at the Union and St. Andrews stations. The King Street streetcar provides access to St. Andrews Station via the ends of John Street or Peter Street. Light rail transit is also available along Queens Quay from Union Station.